Hi everyone, welcome back to my gardening channel. My name is Emma, this is my gardening channel, and there comes the sun. Right on cue, sun. Thank you very much. The weather in the UK has been pretty crappy recently. We've just been hit by so much rain. It's also dropped in temperature, so it's been really chilly out there, and it's just been impossible for me to get to my allotment plot and film anything as well, because it's been like torrential rain. So I'm going to get out into my home garden today and do a few jobs. It rained pretty much from about 3 AM till about 10 AM this morning, so it's very wet and muddy out there. But as you can see, the sun is coming out now, so it's going to be a lovely afternoon. I'm going to get out there and do a few little bits and bobs and jobs and things, but I first really quickly wanted to share with you an online game that I've been playing. It's called Merge Gardens, and it's an online interactive game. It's all about gardening and wildlife and collecting flowers and different pollinators. The graphics are honestly so beautiful in this game, and I've really just been enjoying playing it. I've become really addicted to it as well, and it's been a lifesaver during this time because it's been so wet and rainy outside. I just haven't been able to get into my own garden. So this is my little garden here, you can see, and if I push that, I get loads of like little flowers that come out. You see all my little pollinators going. I wish I had this much wildlife in my actual garden, to be honest. This has definitely just given me a little bit of a gardening fix on the days where I couldn't get outside, and also it's so beautiful and like ideal. I wish I had a garden that looked like this, and it's got all like secret gardens and different things that you can unlock over time, so it's really exciting. I do have a QR code which should be on the screen now, and you can download the game straight from that, or there will also be a link to the game in my description box which is found just below the video. My goodness, that sun is really coming out now. It's so nice sitting by this window. You don't even need to put your heating on. I've got a nice cup of tea in my hand, and the sun coming through the window is just warming me up. So I cannot wait to get out there now. I have a few jobs to do with the actual garden, but first, if I can get my words out, there is a wildlife job that I would like to get on with indoors to bring outside, and I'll show you what that is now, because I came up with this idea last night, and you guys, you're gonna love it. So, especially if you've got a lot of leftover little pumpkins, you're gonna love this idea, if it works. If you've got a lot of these little pumpkins around, and some of these I grew, so Jack B. Littles I grew. These ones, I don't even know what they are, but I brought those. And I use them as like decoration for Halloween around the house. So I've got a few of them. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to feed the birdies with them, because the birdies need help at this time of year. There's not much food around for them, and I thought this would be quite a pretty way of doing it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the tops off and then fill it with some bird feed. It's a great way of getting rid of the pumpkins, but it's also a natural way of feeding the birds because there's no plastic involved or anything like that. And also I think the squirrels will quite like it too, and the rats probably as well, but there we go. You can't pick and choose which wildlife you feed, you know, whatever wildlife comes and eats and gets a meal. So don't want to attract rats, I'm not saying that, but if they come, they come. It's not really a good advert, is it? How to feed rats with Emma Bailey, right. The good thing with this is that it doesn't have to look that neat. I mean, the birds aren't going to be that fussed about it, you know. Off with his head, oh my god. Really dangerous and really stupid. Right, I'm pretty sure they can eat the seeds as well, but oh, it smells pretty rank now. I wonder if they can eat that. Let me just Google quickly, because I don't want to kill all the birds. Do you know what I mean? Well, the answer is yes, they can. They can actually eat all of that. They can eat all of that, and actually what you can do is you can just cut them open and just put them outside, and they'll just eat it like that. But I think we'll give them a bit of a treat. What we'll do is we'll put a little bit of bird seed in them as well. Just because I've got it out now, so. It's sort of like a soup for a bird, or a squirrel, or a rat. So I think that's quite nice. I'll just sort of leave them out in the garden. I think it'd be quite pretty. That is my deflated Halloween pumpkin, which I thought would be a good idea to leave out for the squirrels, but unfortunately it's just kind of melted. So fantastic. I think we'll sort of dot them about, a bit like a a scavenger hunt for them. I'm pretty sure the squirrels are going to get most of these. But if I keep them all at the back of the garden, you see, they're more likely to find them. Buddleja's just got way out of control. I only got it like a year and a half ago and it's just massive. Really, really beautiful plant, but it doesn't matter how much I hack it, I won't kill it because it's indestructible, it seems. But it's really big now, so I just need to remove some of it, I think. Right, I don't really know what I've done now, but what I've done is I've hacked it down really because it was sticking out in the pathway and it's just got too big for its boots really, so needed taken down a notch I think. Sort of looks like that now. I think it will still survive because it, like I said, it's pretty indestructible, but I just don't think it's the best plant for that place, but it's got so big I don't want to like remove it all, do you know what I mean? Maybe I just have to keep hacking it and making sure that it stays within its designated perimeter, do you know what I mean? I have to keep showing it who's boss really, stop letting it get too big for its boots because I don't know what to do with it when it gets too big. That's basically it. Right, I need to cut all the dahlias back because I haven't done that in the garden yet, so I'm going to cut them all down basically back to the ground, and I'm not going to remove them. I didn't remove them last year and they were fine, so we're just going to cut them all down. This dahlia didn't flower and I think it's because it's under the buddleja and it didn't get any light. I just found one of my makeshift stakes, like bamboo canes. When I ran out of them, I've just taped like 3 pencils together. Did the job, I think. Right, this is my Japanese anemone. And that needs to be chopped back too. You can see it's all dead. I do feel like sometimes I'm sort of stretching myself a bit thin with the garden and the allotment plot, and it's just hard to get one of them, like either of them, looking really good. It's like I feel like sometimes I'm like, I'd rather have a really, really good allotment plot or really, really, really nice looked after garden. But what I tend to sort of end up with every year is like half done garden, a half done allotment plot. And the thing is, this is not a moan at all, but I always just wish I could just do more. But because I'm trying to make a career out of this and it is sort of turning into like my job, I feel like I don't have the time I used to have to sort of spend on either of them. Whereas if I wasn't working, I could just spend all of my time in the garden and the allotment plot and they would be perfect. But then I just sort of think, well, gardens aren't supposed to be perfect, are they? Life isn't perfect. And actually I should be really grateful for what I've got. And I think I've done okay with the garden. I think it needs a bit more TLC, but I think sometimes all we can do is our best. And no matter how much you do, there's always someone else who you feel like is doing better than you, or someone who's doing worse, and you just sort of have to remember that sometimes, or I do anyway. But what I can do now is get this garden ready for the winter time without falling over, and that would be a good start, I think. Stung everywhere by those stinging nettles. These ones seem to come up in my garden all the time, and they are really painful if you get stung by them. Really painful, like more painful than normal ones. They just come up all around here, which is so annoying. So I'm going to try and get rid of them. I bloody knew I'd do that. Bloody stinging nettles. I was just going to say, it's a beautiful feeling at this time of year. Of being able to start again, you know? I just love that feeling of being able to just clear everything guilt-free, not worrying about anything growing or like, oh, you shouldn't really pick it now. You just get rid of everything and just begin again, and I love it. And this area here has just absolutely been the pain of my life this year, so I'm going to rip the whole blooming thing out and start again next spring and get past these stinging nettles. I've just given it a bit of a rake over. Oh God, it hurts everywhere. I've literally been stung by stinging nettles everywhere on my body. They just go through clothes and everything. I've just given it a rake over, and I can't tell you how excited this area of the garden now makes me just looking at it. Just look at that. Look at that potential. And I've got the beautiful trellis behind it as well. It's this great big sort of like semicircle-y kind of quarter circle space that I've got. I'm thrilled with that, and what's really interesting is that it gets an equal amount of sun and shade, so there's so much I could do with that space. And yeah, I just feel really good that it's been like completely cleared. I'm very excited for the spring. So I'm going to have to do some thinking with that area, but this is what I wanted to do this autumn time in my garden, was basically clear some of the areas so that in the springtime I've got space to kind of put new plants in and come up with new ideas. Just wanted to show you this quickly. If you are a long time watcher of my vlog, you might know that I had a clematis that was in a pot at the back that died, and a lot of you said, don't throw it away, Emma, plant it somewhere else. Well, I did, and it looked completely dead. Look at it now. It's actually started over the autumn time to throw up some new stems and some new leaves. So this is what I planted, basically sticks is what I planted, sticks. And it's grown, and I cannot believe it. It looks like it might be quite a strong plant as well. So my plan is to sort of get some trellis on this fence and basically trail it up the little fence, and then there's some trellis at the top that it could start to wind around, but we're getting ahead of ourselves now because it's only little, but we never know, it could turn into something really, really nice. I thought that was quite surprising because I didn't actually expect it to grow. And then under this apple tree here, I think this is forget-me-nots starting to sprout. I'm pretty sure that's what was here, so I don't want to remove any of it because it's so beautiful around the apple tree. And I'm pretty sure last year it did start to grow in the autumn time and then die back again. I think that's what it is. So I'm not going to pull these out, but I have pulled a lot more of the other weeds out down here. It's all still a bit of a mess, guys. It's not going to be a before and after today because there's just too much to do, but I'm just enjoying getting it done. Gosh, every time I look at that area I just smile. Just the potential now at that corner. I can make it something really special, and maybe I could paint the fence as well. I'm not sure what colour, but maybe I could. Yeah, I like that. I'm excited. So down down in my little courtyard vegetable garden, which is now in hibernation pretty much, none of my bulbs have been dug up by squirrels, which is a bit of a miracle in itself. So I think most of these pots have got spring bulbs in now, and none of them have been dug up by a squirrel or anything, so this is quite amazing in itself, so I'm really excited for next year. And then over here I do have some beetroot which has been growing all summer. I don't think it's going to get any bigger, guys, so we're going to pick some of it and see how big it managed to get in my pot. In a pot, there we go. Right, there's one. Oh, it's not bad, you know. The thing is, the roots are so big, but the actual beetroot didn't get too big, so I'm not really sure. See, these ones are really tiny. They're like radishes, but they're not. They're beetroot. So this is what we managed to harvest. This is the biggest beetroot out of all of them, and it's been growing for a very long time, so I don't even know if it's edible. But I just really, oh no, this one's the biggest. I just really wanted to see like if they could grow in a pot, but actually I just can't seem to grow them anywhere. I think that's just the way it goes sometimes. I think you're just better at growing some things than others, and some things you just suck at. I'm rubbish at growing beetroot apparently, but then I did say that about radishes, didn't I? And I did grow quite a few radishes this year, so maybe it's just doesn't like the pot, I don't know. But anyway, I'll see if we can do something with it, roast it and put it into some kind of dish, but it might just serve me and that's it. I think it's just going to be a case of getting out here little and often whenever I can really, and just doing a few jobs at a time until it's completely under control for the winter, and then going into the spring I'll be able to like put new plants out and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the vlog today. If you did, subscribe to my channel. I'll be back again with an allotment diary very soon, so I'll see you then. Hopefully the weather holds out for us and it stops raining so much, but who knows, so I'll be back when I can. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.